we have tons of thoughts. There's times where you just wake up and you have emptiness and loneliness and depression and you don't even know why. There's times where you wake up with anxiety and you don't know why. Well, I don't feel happy or joyous right now, but Philippians 4:4 says, rejoice always.
Okay, so even though like now we're saved, right? Why do I still have evil thoughts?
So the reason why God allows evil thoughts is because it allows you an opportunity to draw to him, to depend on him, right? Obviously, he could remove all the evil thoughts, but why doesn't he? When you look in the Bible, it's very clear. There's a story where God allows these snakes to kind of break out. They're called the fiery serpents, and it allows them to bite the Israelites, and the ones who are bitten, they die because it's poisonous, right? But Moses goes to God and he says, please remove them for the congregation. He intercedes for them, but God doesn't remove them. He creates a bronze serpent and says, whoever looks upon the bronze serpent shall be saved, right? In the same way, God doesn't allow us to remove our evil thoughts because those are the very thoughts that allow us to remain humble and seek after God. If God gave us everything we wanted, nice house, no intrusive thoughts, no need to ever, fight and internally or have Satan tempt our flesh, why then would we go to God? We would literally just be like super happy, right? So evil thoughts, intrusive thoughts, even after being saved, allows us to stay grounded and challenges us to trust in God, not trust in us. That's why he says things like lean not on your own understanding, but believe in God, right? Trust in God. So it's basically not being able to appreciate light without darkness. You have to have that. Not being able to appreciate wealth without, poverty and being poor. So he will allow those things and it keeps you humble. I know personally, and every this is a spiritual thing too, where most people who get saved, they always have this energy like in the beginning of like, wow, because it's like such a deep unlock. And it's like, yeah, everything's going to be smooth now. And right there, they don't even realize that's spiritual warfare. Satan's like, hey, you got saved. Your family's going to hear this. They're going to accept it. You just discovered this landmine of like, gold mine of like, wisdom and love, and you share it. And as soon as you get to somebody, they shut you down. Right? No, we're not perfect. What are you talking about? Like, no, we got to still do well, work out your salvation, and you get broken down. So it's weird. It's like when God works, Satan works. But also when Satan works, God is also working. Again, it's this spiritual warfare of struggling and, things like that. So yeah, I would say, your mind has to be renewed daily. And that's what the Bible tells us. And that's so that we can set our scales, our hearts to zero. If we get everything we want, we will be so puffed up that like we'll just think we're better than everybody.
I really like that. The mind has to be renewed daily. What would you say? Like, what is like a simple practice in your spiritual walk? Like, when was the unlock for you where you're like, this is how I would probably give a beginner Christian. Here are the steps of. But then if I did, I give up.
So in order to renew your mind daily biblically, you have to go to the Bible. It's 2 Corinthians 10:5. It says to take every thought captive and bring it to the obedience of Christ, meaning the word. So we have tons of thoughts. There's times where you just wake up and you have emptiness and loneliness and depression and you don't even know why. There's times where you wake up with anxiety and you don't know why. During that time, you have to take that thought captive and bring it to the word of God and check, right? Well, I don't feel happy or joyous right now, but Philippians 4:4 says, rejoice always, meaning I'm always happy. So which one am I going to trust? And that's how you renew your mind. People try to renew their minds by renewing their bodies. Yoga is nice, working out is nice, but if you can't fix the spiritual side of it, because it is a spiritual thing, then your flesh is only going to temporarily feel good, but you're not fixing the problem at the root, right? So I would say you have to get to the root of the issue, which is a spirit. Pastor Kim always says this: if you don't fix the spirit, right? It talks about this in Proverbs, right? Anyone can be healed from a broken arm or like, infirmities of the body, but who can bear a broken spirit, right? So Satan breaks your spirit first, and because he understands too that spirit bleeds into everything else, right? You could have a good mental, a good physical, a good emotional, but if your spirits are broken, it doesn't matter.
It's crazy that spiritual warfare can happen to you even once you're saved. Like someone might just think, oh, spiritual warfare happens before you're saved. But it's like, no, being saved is, acceptance.